How's it going, ladies and bruises? I'm Bobby Sixkilla and welcome back to Tokyo Dark, our guided playthrough. We're heading back to Kabukicho to tell Kasumi that we have not collected her money for her, and she will be pissed off, and then the cat, and then she'll be happy, and then she'll tell us where to go, and then everything will be good. You know, we've done this before. But we're getting there. Welcome back. Yes, we didn't take care of it. Alright, forget the cat cafe contract. I'll get one of my boys to deal with it later. What does he want it again? I want to speak with Omega's company president, Higashi, about a guild signed to his agency. That's right, our missing agency president and one of his many projects. What a despicable little man. I'll tell you now, I had no problem taking control of the business from him. I left him as president to keep a few of his clients happy, a decision I regret now. Where is he? Unfortunately, I'm just as in the dark about where he is, where he disappeared as to you, I'm afraid. A deal's a deal, though. Yeah, he gave us the code. Let us go. We're going back to Shinjuku. Here we go. It's time for the body. Any more kitties around? It's been a while. Just thinking. It's been a while since we had kitties. Must be almost time for a new kitty. Huh, it worked. Looks like Kasumi's tip wasn't a lie. Enter! Yeah, what a stench! I know that smell. Anyone who's worked homicide long enough knows it. Anyone who's played this game already once before knows it too. Here we go. Higashi! Man, they really fucked him up, eh? It's crazy. This is the source of the smell, alright. Body's in pretty bad shape. Whoever did it took enough time to mutilate the corpse. The internal organs have been disturbed, maybe removed. What's this? There's a paper bag with the name Higashi written on it. Did Reina do this? Probably. Touch? Touch. The rattling stopped. Why? Enter? Shots of various girls. Yep, we got that one. TV. Next door. The noise stopped. Enter? Yep, the damn it Ruby thing. There's something lying on the mattress. It's a newspaper article dated October 24th, 2004. The article's titled One Hit Wonder Ruby Commits Suicide. See? She was dead. Her real name was withheld from the press, but her picture is in there. According to the article, Higashi went to her room and found it locked. He called to her, she didn't answer. I thought she must have been tired, he said. She'd been working hard on a new song. He only forced the door when he noticed the smell, where he found her hanging from the rafters. She'd hung herself almost 2 days prior. Probably in this room. There's more. Although Mr. and Mrs. Higashi had adopted her years before, Ruby was not made to work, and her love for being an idol, and loved being an idol more than anything in the world. Her song Look For Me will go on sale again this month, with all sales going to the various suicide prevention charities. I've read enough. The sadness that's in this room is the same awful feeling I felt in the sewers. Is it Reina's? Is this what I was supposed to see? So we can't have killed her because she was already dead. You know? You keep saying you shot her, but in Kamakura, but she was already dead. I feel sick. That monster, how many girls had Higashi passed around and abused before he was murdered? And Reina, she looked the same as she does now. 16 years old. A child. Higashi had her locked up, and she tried to take back control. The only way she thought she could. Only she came back. And all that pain and suffering came back with her. When I was in that room, I could feel it like it was my own. And it's not the first time. The dark was steeped in it. As soon as I realized that it was like the air had changed, I could sense a pulse now, like a heartbeat following me. I feel like the dark has changed, but there's more to do. The collector said the mask was a tool to navigate the dark. I need to go to Kamakura to find out what I can. Okay, let's go to Kamakura. Are we still sane? Like, is our sanity high enough? Ever since the day at the shrine 6 months ago, I've been scared of this place. Something took control of me. No, that wasn't real. An old woman gave me a mask, and I was so sick. I was sick, so I heard things? I lost control, and it cost one girl her life and very nearly killed another. Even thinking of my Kawana and the scared look in her eyes as I pulled the trigger makes me want to shrivel away and hide. I can't tell her the truth about the voices I heard, or that it wasn't my fault. She'd tell someone I was there. Hopefully, she'd forgive me enough to help me with my investigation of the mask. Wait, something's wrong. The trees. Why are they cherry blossoms? It's fall, right? Or maybe... No. Keep focused. Feels like I'm trapped in that day. Yes. Okay. To the shrine. Now this is not going to be pretty. The cherry blossoms continued to fall as I ran toward the shrine. The scent on the air was the same as before. In front of me was Mai Kawana, still dressed in the outfit of the shrine maiden. Nothing was different. I was trapped. The fear from that day perfectly captured on her face as if I was viewing a photograph. I felt lightheaded. My body felt heavy. My legs resisted every step I took in her direction. When the wind blew through the branches of the trees, I heard whispers. Whether the voices were from my memories or in that moment, I couldn't be certain. I was scared of losing control again. I said this wasn't going to be pretty. No, it's not real. Kazuki said it wasn't real. He said if I took my meds it would go away. I can't hear myself think. Please go away, go away. Shut up, leave me alone. Who is it? Stay back, wait, it's you, isn't it? Ito, right? What are you doing here? Because Sorry, just give me a minute. That's right, I'm here for that. I'm here to apologize to you, Mai. I should have come sooner, but then Reina, well, it's been complicated. Who? I guess I'm surprised you came to apologize. I didn't hear anything from you or anyone else for 6 months. Everyone else around here just ignored me and pretended like it never happened. I know you probably don't want anything to do with me. That day I lost control, or anyway, I couldn't think straight. No, I had no choice. The girl was there with a knife to your throat. I had to do it. Yeah, that's it. I was following the procedure. But I put your life at risk. I'm sorry. I hope you can forgive me. Following procedure, huh? It's strange, isn't it? The cherry blossoms, I mean. It's silly, but every time someone comes here and says how beautiful they are, I get so mad. It's like they don't understand my feelings at all. But that's selfish, huh? It's not like I want everyone to suffer along with me. I guess the only other one who understands that is you, Detective. Yeah, it hasn't been easy for me either. I still see Reina sometimes and I can't help but wonder if it's real. Reina, you mean the girl who you... I'm sorry, I shouldn't have brought it up. I know that you and your partner were only doing what you could to save me, but I wish I could have helped. I felt so helpless. At least you told me the truth. Thank you. You know, I asked Grandma about that mask the girl, Reina was after. She said she never heard of it. But it was a lie. I found one of her journals at the shrine and she wrote that the mask was important and had to be hidden away. Why would she lie to me? I'm sick of everyone always trying to protect me by covering everything up. Grandma hasn't been the same since that day either. She shuts herself in that old house and mumbles to herself about things I don't understand. My gut tells me that that mask has something to do with it. I bet that mask is what's making the dark come out. Why did you say that, Mai? Yes, what's wrong? You look pale. This is a bit embarrassing, but let me help you. Everyone around here keeps ignoring everything, but I can't. Grandma won't say anything and stays shut away. But I bet Takashi knows something. Always got the sense he was hiding things from me. Oh, sorry, Takashi's my brother. He used to live here in Kamakura with me and Grandma, but he left the first chance he got. Yeah, it's a good idea. Where does your brother live now? He's an instructor at a successful kendo dojo in Asakusa in Tokyo. I hear he's a big shot in the kendo world. Sounds like it'd be a good place to start. Do you think he'll speak to me? You can try, but he's never been very good at opening up to strangers, though. It's worth a shot. Thanks for listening to me, Mai. Whoa. I thought we were actually legitimately going to kill her, but we didn't, so that's cool. I did press the button to kill her, but she didn't kill her anyway, so that's good. Last time we just waited it out. I guess no matter what, we can't do two awful things. Some things are just beyond our girl's capacity. I guess she might be just good at heart. Maybe. I guess. Although she did murder that lady. Reina. that was already dead. My investigation up to that point led me to believe that finding Takashi Kawano would be difficult and convoluted, but that couldn't be further from the truth. Turns out his kendo dojo was well regarded as a popular training spot for a few national champions and several of the city's police officers. The latter made me nervous. The information I was asking for was sensitive, and I didn't want word of my investigation finding its way back to HQ. A few misfired questions could end up with officers knocking on my door, or worse, Yukimura himself calling me up. I had to be cautious. How's our status looking? Our sanity is so low. I'm a little bit nervous about that. A little bit nervous about that. Like, should I be taking my pills? Or do I need my... I assume I need my sanity, a certain amount of lowness, to get certain options, because your different spin levels change what you can and can't do and say. Who are you? Detective Ito. Detective, huh? I recognize you from the papers. This is about Mai, right? I had a few questions about your family. Mai said you could help me. She did she? How'd you get that out of her, I wonder? I'm sorry, Detective, I don't know anything about my family that'd be of use to you. I haven't even asked you anything yet. Good, let's keep it that way. At any rate, I'm busy. You can see yourself out. Cool, that went well. It went about as expected, I guess. Oh, that didn't go well. Maybe Mai will know how to soften her brother up. Yeah, we know how this goes. Back to Kamakura to talk to Mai. I'm curious to talk to the T-Man again, though. It should be interesting. Because just like the Collector, he will remember our past run-through, won't he? Only he remembers it. We remember it only when we're talking to them, it seems. And the T-Guy will remember it. Because the T-Guy and the Collector aren't human. They're parts of that darkness, right? Your brother. I think I managed to find your brother. He didn't exactly seem happy to see me. Yep, you found my big brother, alright. He's been protective of me ever since we were little. I know I'm probably overstepping my boundaries, but would you be willing to come talk to him? I don't think he'll tell me anything on my own. You want me to help? You know, seeing you again really got me thinking. I decided that even if everyone's trying to hide it, I can't sit here and ignore what's happening. I need to understand why my family's been acting so strangely. Even my own brother is keeping me in the dark, and I'm sick of it. Sure, I'll come with you, Ito. If I went alone, he'd probably pat me on the head and send me on my way, but if you're there, I'm sure he'll tell me about my parents, the mask and everything. You sure that's what you want? Sometimes not knowing is better, Mai. No more stupid little Mai. I'd rather be hurt and know than happy and ignorant. But before we go, let's check on Grandma. These days, if she doesn't know where I am, it can really set her off. Alright, we'll make a quick stop at the house. Thanks, Mai. Alrighty. Let's go. Yeah. Forgot about the dead raven and that. We sent that guy to the hospital. Mai, wait. Huh? What's wrong? I can't explain why, but I better go in alone. Alone? To talk to Grandma? Why? It's okay. I'll tell her you're safe. Please? Okay, if you say so, I'll wait here. What? That's different from last time. Last time she came in and... I'm pretty sure she came in. And heard everything. I said no visitors. Leave me alone. Why are you just sitting there? What do you want? Why was the mask calling my name? You're the one from before. All those months ago. Why didn't I recognize you? Feels like a lifetime ago. That day you said it was calling my name over and over. Why? I never heard anything like it before, even when you were searching for Emiko. That's right, so you know that as well. For now though, I have a feeling this memory will slip away like sand through my fingers as soon as I leave. I can't tell if I'm figuring something out or going crazy. So it was true after all. When you came, I saw it too. A memory of a time past, or maybe it hasn't happened yet. I don't know what to call it. But you knew about Emiko and all I'd done to try and save her. You took Mai with you. In my time, with the mask, nothing ever happened like that before. Something profound is happening. Something that concerns all of us. How do I make it stop? I cannot tell you why the Divine chose you, but sometimes the only way forward is to submit. What does that mean? Every time I try to do what it wants, I get more confused. What if repeating this over and over is what it wants? Only time will tell. Please leave Mai out of this. She deserves a chance at a normal life. I can't. She has to help me. It's the only way. Because Mai always came with me. That never changes. I'm sorry. Bloody hell. Ito, are you alright? What were you and Grandma talking about? I don't remember. What? Don't remember? I mean, it was nothing important. I told her that we needed to go visit your brother. She agreed. Wow, I can't believe that worked. Let's go. Yeah, I can't believe it either. Alright. Whoa, where do you think you're going? Mai and I are leaving, what of it? Oh, well, you can. I got a call from Mai's grandmother, and she says she's having health issues, so she has to stay. I didn't ask where they were, what they were. Wouldn't want to be caught fainting on my shift again, but it must be pretty bad if she called. Mai's an adult, her grandmother can't keep her here. Let's go. No, you don't understand. You're not going anywhere. I'm sorry, but I'm going to use violence on you. Better than messing you with your head with the dead bird, I guess. Ito, what are you doing? Is he going to be okay? He'll be up again in a few hours. Why do you stop us like that? He's never done that before. Still, you shouldn't have done that. He'll be fine. Let's go. Wait, we can't just leave him here. What if he's hurt? Mai, let's go. He might not be the only one who wants to stop us. But, fine, let's go. Just gonna knock him the fuck out, okay? Jeez. What's wrong with that? Background noises are always so creepy. Apparently we've got a kitty here. A Maneki Neko. Somewhere. Oh, there. Yes. That's 17 apparently. 17. 3 to go. So close. So close to having all the kitties. Skip. Oh, we're done. That was good. Alright. This is the bit we've been waiting for. Here we go. He's gonna remember us, obviously. Come in, Ayami. Have a seat. Make yourself comfortable. We have much to discuss. The last time I listened to your story about the Kamenkai and the Mask Bearer, I ignored the fact that a simple historian would have no way of knowing about any of it. I guess I had no other concerns. It seemed so convenient that the answer to all my problems is so close by that I didn't question it. There's only one way you could know all that you do. You were there. I suppose one might consider me part of the corruption the Kamenkai were trying so hard to contain. A being that slipped into your world from the other side. Kami? I doubt that term would be appropriate anymore. Being amongst the mortality of your kind has irreversibly changed the shape of our minds. Was it true? All the stuff about a girl in the ruins of the Kamakura? And the old Kamenkai? Or was it another trick to keep me moving? I had no reason to lie. Admittedly, I left out a key moment in that story. The ending. Chikako Chijo was my friend. Well, maybe friend isn't an appropriate term for it. I respected her. We'd often debate whether the mankind she was tasked to preserve was worth saving. I think over time she grew to love and hate her own kind in equal fashion. Listen to me ranting away. Why'd she remain the mask bearer if she hated humanity so much? Perhaps she felt that they were using the second chance she'd given them. They weren't using. It's a great burden to be a mask bearer. To sacrifice your own humanity and stand vigil at the door. What were the Kamenkai so desperate to protect us from, really? You told me before it was to prevent men from abusing a divine power. Now it sounds more like the other way around. Like she was trying to stop something. To stand vigil at the door is neither to be human nor God. To stop both from interfering with one another. Mankind stops at nothing to conquer the world, and the world wants nothing more than to restore the balance mankind has disrupted. Sounds like a battle that can't be won to me. I don't think that winning is the goal. Don't you see how much potential mankind has? If it would just let go of its ephemeral desires and need for conquest? If you're asking me, my years in the Force taught me mankind has a long way to go. So what has happened to her? At some point, she stopped being the mask bearer, right? A story for another time. First, there's something you must do for me. Or have you forgotten? The book, right? Do I? Yeah, I remember. You mean the magazine? You had me get it the first time I was here. Why? What's the point of doing it if I already know the outcome? Because that is how our conversation continues. That is how it has always been. I am a slave to the course of events as much as you are. Then you'll tell me everything? Yes. I'll tell you how the story ends. Fine, I'll be back soon. Do we have to talk to... We do have to talk to the street vendor first? About his brother? Okay. The old tea shop next door. Isn't the place closed down? Closed? That can't be right. What else do you know about it? Pure conjecture on this one, but I think it might be owned by the kendo instructor from the dojo down the street, on account of him being the only one I ever see in there. You might not believe me, but I swear I saw him there chatting away to himself. Possibly he's a little nuts. Then again, it might be some super awesome kendo meditation technique. Oh man, why didn't I think of that before? Next time I would ask him for some pointers instead of spying on him, Word through the grapevine is he's the regional champion or something, and he's trained some of the best. Lots of cops train with him too, so he must be good. Maybe he's not so crazy after all. Speaking of which, I have a bit of a crazy question for you. I know you said it was closed, but do you know anything about a book taken from there? Maybe recently? I was led to believe you would. Oh jeez. Go on. Like I said, the place has been empty for years, but you know, I spent a lot of time outside it, and half the time the door's wide open, so... One day a few months back, I decided to have a look around. Nothing suspicious or nothing, I was just curious is all. Curiosity killed the cat, right? Anyway, it was all dusty and old, and there was all sorts of weird stuff lying around. So I might have taken a little souvenir. I mean, it wasn't super old or nothing, I figured no one would miss it. Besides, it wasn't for me. It was for my kid brother. That guy can get deep in the dumps sometimes, so I try to be on standby for when that happens, you know? I figured a little gift would cheer him up. And back then he was going through some particularly tough times. His bitch wife, pardon my language, miss, had left him and taken their kid daughter with her. He still doesn't talk about it. It's like he's in denial or something. Oops, got off track again. I was heading to visit him with the ill-gotten book when I get this phone call saying he was in the hospital. He'd OD'd on his expensive sake and sleeping pills. Thank God that idiot decided to do it at the bar he owns, with the door unlocked. A customer came in and called an ambulance. And if it weren't for that, I'm not sure he'd still be here. It's quite a story. Sounds to me like he wanted to be found. Yeah, I think so too, but I think he was trying to ask for help in his own way. In any case, I took the book to him while he was in hospital. Tried to show him that even when he's at his lowest, there was someone out there trying to do something nice for him, you know? I think it helped, for a minute anyhow. As soon as the doctors let him leave, we went right back to that toxic little bar. I hope he's okay. He's got issues, but he's my little brother and I worry about him. He's not been answering my phone calls lately. Originally my brother's bitch ex-wife, sorry again, had the brilliant idea to put his skill to work in the cheap part of town. Despite that, he's holding onto it with everything he's got. The place is slowly bankrupting him, but he won't let it go. All he has to do is sign some paper and move on, but he can't. Something about it has his claws sunk deep into him. I've been trying to get him to join me in my business for years. He's a great chef, and we could make a killing. Maybe it's not the same as owning a whole bar, but serving passers-by and getting some sunshine is good for the soul. Plus, food stands are doing real well abroad, I hear. Much better than wasting away in Shinjuku at any rate. Shinjuku? Yeah, in a slimy little side street. Anyway, if that book is important to you, he's probably still got it at his place. You want the address? Wait, I knew you looked familiar. Your brother's Daiso, right? You know him. Small world. It's probably the smile on my face that threw you off. Tell him his brother Haruto said hi. While you're at it, tell him that takoyaki stands are still the future of cuisine, and to get his butt over here. I'll do that. Thanks for your help. Let's go. Back to Shinjuku. We're getting there, and we're getting there fast. Daiso, come on, man. Help me out. Too far. He ran straight past you. Jesus, I was in that much of a hurry. Skip. I assume we have the book now. Cool. Going back to the tea shop. Skipping is nice. I like skipping. Alright, I'm curious to find out about the information he has. Welcome back, Detective. Reina, the last mask bearer. Poor thing. She had no idea what was being done to her. Nor did the new Kamenkai led by Tokimasa know what they had done. Not truly. You promised me an end to the story. Well, let's hear it. Yes, it's not a happy one, I'm afraid. After a time, Shichijo began to forget herself. The immortality the mask granted separated her from her memories of being human. The beings she was tasked to protect seemed increasingly alien to her. Constantly bombarded with the whispers of her dead brethren and the kami whose words she could not possibly understand, she went mad. Her hatred and sorrow turned to bloodlust, sacrificing new souls to sustain the mask and the dark for a little while longer. The girl I knew had eroded away. She became a monster. The last spark of her humanity only emerged in her final act. One day, in order to destroy herself, she donned the mask and entered the door. It was only a brief window afterwards for the mask to gain a new master and retain control of the dark. But there was no one. The dark no longer had a master, and so it began to feed on the hatred of mankind, leaking back into our world in return. By the time Tokimasa found the mask, strange creatures had begun to manifest. The energy within the dark has been mixing with that of this world, and something has been born. It's been growing in the dark, not a kami or a man, but something new. Though Reina's binding to the mask slowed its growth, she lacks the will to resist what is coming. Of that I'm certain. It wasn't the ending to Shichijo's story that you promised me, is it? It's my own. You knew. You always knew. From the moment I set foot in here, you knew what was in store for me. For what it's worth, I'm sorry. As I said, it's not a happy ending. You expect me to accept that? To abandon everything and become some scarecrow in the dark? You've seen now what the dark is and what it's capable of. Imagine that darkness spreading through the world, corrupting all it touches. Only you can stop it, but it is a choice. I cannot force you. The Collector said resisting was the only way to stay human and free. It's true. Going against the flow may grant you a measure of peace, but it will not make you free. What awaits you has already come to pass. Eventually you will accept it. But at least for now, the choice is yours. Forget and remain yourself? I don't want this. I want to be me a little longer. It's alright, child. Experience the possibilities of the time you have left a little longer. Until we meet again. Jesus. Alright, we're going back to headquarters. Sitting there comfortably, the historian Yasuhisa casually laid out everything that I'd experienced like he was reading it out of a book. A mass suicide, ancient groups, a door to the spiritual realm. It sounds like a myth, an interesting story told to travelers in a bygone era. It's hard to believe it relates to Kazuki and Reina. I can't see it, the bridge between Kamakura Samurai and a young girl. He said Reina fit into the story. She's a mask bearer, but how? Yasuhisa, the Collector. I thought when I met him, I'd entered their world and could start to understand, however faintly, but my intuition as a detective tells me they're hiding something from me still. Maybe I'm overthinking it. I need to keep going. What day is it anyway? How long have I been chasing these leads? Day turns to night, the hours bleed into each other. Even the seasons don't seem to follow the natural order anymore. Everything's blurring together. My head. Maybe I should take my medication. Impossible as it seems, following the old man's hunch is my best bet to finally understanding the mask. Even Takashi didn't know what happened to the Kamenkai. Finding the police report is the way forward. A few weeks ago, it would be easy for me to ask around and pull a file. It would be a bit more difficult now, I imagine. What's the worst that can happen? I should head to police HQ and see what I can find. How's that sanity looking? Minus 94. If it gets to minus 100, don't we die? I'm worried. I'm very worried. Oh shit, you gotta be kidding me. Funny, me and some of the other guys were just talking about you after practice the other day. Specifically, we were taking bets on how long it would be before you showed your face again. Shame you coming in here now cost me 10,000 yen. Not that it matters. Ever since you left, things are looking up for me. I won the last department kendo tournament and I've been enjoying my promotion. Oh yeah, thanks for the new office by the way. Anyway, non-active duty cops, or you in other words, aren't allowed in HQ right now, so what do you want? I need a favor. Oh man, this just gets better and better. Begging me for a favor, huh? Kinda figured you might someday. So what do you want me to do, Ito? Sneak into the evidence locker? Steal your gun back for you? Like I'd do anything for you. The brass have already told you everything in this damn station. Everyone in this damn station to stay clear of you. You're considered bad luck for people's careers. Oh, myself excluded, I suppose. Wouldn't expect anyone to do you any favors from here on out if I were you. And I'd rather not people see us talking and think that we're friendly or something. Now get out of here before I call someone down here. Okay. Threaten with violence, we could do that. Let's just go. We already know how to get past this one. Without beating the shit out of him. As much as I want to beat the shit out of him. Let me go talk to the brother. Was his name Takashi? Is it Takashi? I'm surprised to see you back. How can I help you, detective? The historian, what is he? I spoke to Yasuhisa, the historian. Oh good, and? Takashi, what is he? I don't understand your question. He's one of them. Them? Ito, are you alright? He's just an old man, what else would he be? No, Takashi, you must have noticed there's something off about him. Like the collective, but no. Not exactly like him. I'm not sure what Yasuhisa told you to ski like this, but I've known him for years. He's a bit eccentric, and too philosophical for his own good, but he's harmless. Allow me to offer some advice. What you're feeling right now, it's not him. It's you. The more time I spent researching the Kamenkai in the past, the more I began to feel the world had gone mad. But it didn't. It continued to turn on its axis as it always does. It was me who became unhinged. You could always walk away, Detective Ito. Some mysteries aren't worth solving. I was told your dojo trains a lot of people in the police. That's right, I train many of them personally. Do you know Akira Taira? A detective from Tokyo HQ. Ah yes, Detective Taira, I know him well. A man with a great deal of innate talent in martial arts, though his talent is offset somewhat by his, how to put this, brash personality. Brash is a very diplomatic way to put it. Sorry to put you on the spot, but Taira's about the only usable link I've got left in the police force, and the only person who's trying to stop me the most. Seeing as you train with him all the time, I was hoping you might know something that would change his mind, if you know what I mean. You're asking me to help you blackmail Taira? Beyond the obvious reasons why I wouldn't help you do that, I also happen to think it won't work. You may be surprised to hear this, but Detective Taira actually lives a fairly straightforward life. His excesses are nothing that would draw any scrutiny, at least not among his fellow officers. I hear he's engaged to be married soon as well. Someone actually agreed to marry that slime? Poor girl. It's a very nice girl, apparently they're quite happy together. Oh yeah? See how long that lasts? May I ask what exactly Taira did to make you feel so strongly? Did to me? Should be asking him that. Ever since I started, he looked down on me. He never missed a chance to remind me how he felt. I ignored him because I figured if I worked hard enough and earned my promotion, that it would shut him up once and for all. You eventually got this promotion, I take it. Well, did he shut up like you thought? No, he got worse. It started with him spreading rumors about me sleeping around in HQ. Then there were various complaints to my supervisor. He couldn't stand that I'd won. It's all falling apart now though, huh? He got my old job and every time I see him he has that smug grin on his stupid face like he's mocking me. So you hate that fact. That, at least in his mind, he was right. Something like that. Taira's not the first person to think a woman didn't deserve the promotion I got, but it stung a little extra when he ended up at my desk. Yes, I thought as much. I'm not saying you think that brown-nosing, womanizing, lazy, good-for-nothing arsehole actually deserves my spot, eh? No, I can't judge the inner workings of a police force, but from what I heard, it certainly wouldn't be the first time an officer didn't earn their promotion, honestly. Often I watch my students spar and I always notice an interesting trend. You see, usually the outcomes of matches have nothing to do with their skill. Is there a moral at the end of the story? Patience, Ito. You see, two students will face each other, but before they even draw their swords, they've decided the outcome. Students rank each other and themselves based on practice, their social status, their skills, or any number of things before they enter my dojo. A student perceiving himself as stronger will always be more relaxed, more ready to attack, while the student who's resigned themselves to defeat desperately defends. It's not skill or merit wins the battle, it's expectation. You see where I'm going with this? I do, but I'm not sure I like it. They're saying that unless I break Taira's perception of me, I'll keep losing, right? Exactly. For a man like Taira who expects certain things of women, you've defied him at every turn, but if I suck up to him and play the part, it might throw him off guard enough for me to win this fight. Sound about right? Very perceptive here. This should help. Sake? It's a gift. Wow, that's so flattering. I barely even know you. I suppose in order to degrade myself to scum like Tyra, I could use a drink. It's not for you. It's for Tyra. And here I was thinking you were being nice. It's a very expensive brand, as a matter of fact. It's Tyra's favorite. They give her his promotion. A promotion he stole. A promotion into my position. Think of it as a way to throw him off balance. You could strike him at his heart until he drops his guard after all. You know how to play the role he expects of you. I suspect you know the type of woman he likes. Much as it pains me to admit, that might work. Thanks for the sake. Drink sake. I don't think that's a good idea. We need to wrap this one up. I guess we'll head back to the map screen and then we'll wrap it up. I hope my sanity doesn't drop too low and I die, but I guess we'll see what happens. I'm willing to risk it for the biscuit, as it were. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for checking it out for me, and I'll see you in the next one.